Hey, everybody. Sorry for the delay. We were having a few little technical difficulties. But anyway, we worked it out. So we're here. So it's great. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for episode 2 of StayCation NL Talks. So 4 years for StayCation NL, 4 years yesterday, guys. So I never thought that our little group would kind of blossom into what it has become today. It's been pretty awesome, I gotta say. I'm after meeting so many cool people and lots of good times and fun. And tonight we're going to be talking all things road tripping in Newfoundland. So for the people that don't know me, I'm Lori. So I created StayCation NL 4 years ago, just out of a pure love for traveling. And at the time, we were stuck in the pandemic, and I really wanted to find some new things to do in the province. So I decided to make a little group, and the little group we called StayCation NL, and it grew to pretty quickly. And I've pretty quickly found out that there were so many different places to discover in the province. And I tell this story all the time because we grew up camping, and that's what we did in the 80s. We were dragged around to campgrounds, and we camped as kids, and that was great. Some of my fondest memories are from when we were camping as kids. So I got to see a lot of the island. So when I grew up, got my own money, I decided that I needed to travel outside the province. So I was like, I got to leave here. There's nothing here to see. And I feel sad when I say that, because that's how I really felt. Like I really felt back then that I had to leave Newfoundland and Labrador to find adventure and to find cool places to visit and stay, and 5-star dining and awesome like staycations. Like I didn't know that it existed here, and I'm a little bit embarrassed sometimes to say that, but I did find out pretty quick that there is plenty to do here in our little province. And we've been staycationing for 4 years, and I've met a lot of really cool people along the way. So again, theme for 2024 is very much a road tripping kind of vibe. And I want to thank Elwin. Elwin is a gentleman I met through StayCation, who is, hi, Elwin. This is Elwin, everybody.
Hi.
And Elwin is out in Springdale. He is a Newfoundland enthusiast, just like me and most people on our group. And he's a bit techie, so this is why he's a great addition to our little.
And that's why we're delayed.
Well, I think it might have been my fault, not your fault, but we'll have to figure that one out for next time. But that's okay. That's okay. We're here now. So Elwin has generously lent his tech savvy skills to help us do this little production and project that I'm really excited about. So throughout my, as I said, my StayCation NL journey, I've always met some really cool people. And tonight we're bringing on some ladies who I met through the group, who are Newfoundlander enthusiasts like I am. They love traveling and staycationing, and they love sharing their adventures with people. And they come with a really awesome wealth of knowledge. And I think they'd be great for our little session on road tripping. So I'm going to introduce those ladies separately and give you a little bit about each one of those. Just before we get started, I do want to say that ask questions for when we're talking about the road trips, because if you ask a question, you're going to be entered in to win one of our a little prize pack that I got my friends from at Saltwater Design. So we got like a nice cup, and she gives it so nice little like mummers like boil up t-shirt, and this really awesome cutting board. So you can see that is really cool. Really great job. So if you ask a question to one of our ladies, then you can enter to win this really great prize. So okay, so that's great. So right first I want to bring on Barb. So Barb is, hey Barb.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Going good. Were you out adventuring today?
Not today, but just back from road tripping yesterday.
I know, I saw your post. It was great. So, guys, Barb is she's a hiking enthusiast. She's mostly out on the East Coast most of the time, but she manages to make her way like around the province like quite a bit. She actually took us on our very first sea kayaking adventure out in Old Shop. That was the first year of StayCation, and that was the first time I ever went sea kayaking, and it was amazing. Like the water was like so perfect, and like the sea stacks, like, and I had never done anything like that before, and I was really nervous, and you were amazing. Like I was no reason to be nervous at all, and it was a lot of fun. So she's like a kayaking enthusiast. She's a kayaked a lot of cool places. She does some work with Adventure Canada, and is part of one of the circumnavigation cruise ships that circles the province, and she gets to see all the cool spots in Newfoundland, all the nooks and crannies, like from the ocean. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's road tripping from the water.
Oh yeah, really cool. So you got your own hiking tribe. You got the doggos out, and so you're always on the go. So thank you for being here. So I think that you got you can add to like a lot of different cool road trippy excursions.
Oh my goodness,
So,
I'm going
Lori,
to.
Yes. Hold on one second.
let me just go off stage for a while, and you can talk. And then when you're ready for some pictures, I'll put them up.
Okay, that's
And
great.
I just want to put the people that are in the chat here now and put them on the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So guys, anybody ask a question, and then you get to go on the little Wheel of Fortune, and you might win our little prize pack from our friends over at Saltwater Design. So yeah. So okay, so Barb, let's just get into it now. So tell me what you're up to. So tell me, I want to know, I know you're on, so tell me some of your favorite places to talk about, like hiking specifically, because I know you're an avid hiker and you've done a lot of hiking on the East Coast. So tell me about some of your favorite hiking trails and what ones like you just can't get enough of, and what do you like most about it?
I really, really like all the little nooks and crannies here on our the Bacaloo Trail all around, or the Bacaloo Coastal Drive, it's called now. After years of calling it the Bacaloo Trail, I got to get into saying the proper name now for tourists around. And yeah, I just really like it here. Up in New Harbor, Willie's Walking Trail is really one of my favorite little hidden gems that's around. And it just gives a little bit of everything. And it's pretty neat because a lot of the retirees in New Harbor all got together, and they are the ones who have put the work into the trail. They've expanded it now to go way up onto Hopewell Head. And last time I was out there and went right to the top, there were 16 eagles flying around my head.
That's the other thing too. And tell just really briefly.
We're at a point here. Willie, the one from Willie's Walking Trail, Mr. Producer.
There we go.
Click along. Yeah, it's the one from New Harbor. Here we go. I was going to point out some favorites along the way.
So with that one there, just tell people that are not familiar with the East Coast. So if you're driving, so if you're on the Avalon Peninsula, what's the best way to get to these great little walks? And are they hard? Like, can you like?
The ones that I'm talking about today are not difficult. It's something, it's just smart that when you go hiking to, have some water, have a first aid kit, make sure someone knows where you're going. That's like the safest thing. And, give an estimated time of when you're going to be back. That's basic safety things of hiking. To find us here in Trinity Bay South is not hard. Most people in this area will start from St. John's. So it's just right out to the Trans-Canada to Whitburn, and you head north from the overpass from there, and you'll find us on Route 80 coming right down through. So I did have a picture from Willie's Walking Trail, but I think it must have got lost in translation somewhere, but that's okay.
Yeah, and I mean, like...
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, like, I mean, look at the water. Like that's a really popular one out that way too. And it's nice to have different trails that are not really hard, because a lot of people do want to get out and enjoy the fresh air and enjoy the scenery, but they don't want to get into like a really huge
This is a
really
great
hard
one
trail.
because you can make it as easy or as hard as you want, because the beginning of it is very simple. You're going along and you're along some beautiful beaches and everything to go down onto. You're in some of like the coastal woods and stuff. And when you start hitting the upgrades to go up higher in the hill, if you're not feeling it, turn around and go back. Easy peasy. If you want to keep going, then you keep going and test yourself. But, you know, I mean, you can make it as easy or as hard as you want it to be. And the Dildo Brewery is not far away. So when you finish your hike, you can go drink a beer.
You know what? I always say that the best way to plan like a little staycation is around the things that you do enjoy, right? So a lot of people love, like when we go out and about, like I love the breweries. I love all the breweries. They all got different vibes, and we haven't been to all of them, but we've been to quite a few of them. And the Dildo one, the view there, for me now, they win it with the view for sure. So like, and then if you go and you're hiking some trails and you want to head back and hit a brewery in the evening, there's lots of different. So if you want to focus it around like a hiking trail or a brewery, do you know what I mean? Like there's so many of them in the province now. You can always like, you know, hit up like a couple hills and then back to the brewery. And it's a great way to plan a staycation, right? So
yeah, absolutely. They're asking, is it a loop style trail? So no, this is a linear trail. It's in and out. So that's what I said about you can make it as easy or as hard as you want it to be to go in and out through there. But yeah, then if you leave there and come on down the shore away, I mean, there's lots of little stores and cute little craft places to pop into along the way. I really like the Inside Scoop. That's in New Harbor as well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I get confused with all the little communities along. I'm still got to get used to the boundaries. But so the next, just because hiking is kind of my thing, and these trails are nice to make it simple for everyone. The next one is in my hometown where I live, Hearts Delight, Islington. So it's the Northern Point Trail. So that's the next picture I think I got here, Mr. Producer.
we'll go back to Tickle.
There we go, Northern Point. Here we go.
I mean, it's so pretty there, right? Like, it's awesome.
So
I'll tell you, when we did a while ago, I'll just mention it to you because it's out in your neck of the woods. We went down to Mad Rock.
Oh yeah, that's
like that's like such a like little gem.
Yeah, very very deep family history for me on that one. My dad grew up down around that area, and I hiked that trail before anyone knew it was ever a hiking trail or made into one. I mean, I grew up in those parts and tons of stories about it and everything. So it is a stunning trail.
I have a question for that too. And also, like Marcy and Amanda, if you guys got questions for Barb, like if something pops in your mind, just ask too. So just one question. So so is there a trail out there by that Mad Rock Cafe, like down like that way? Is there a trail called Mad Rock Trail?
So this is where people get confused, because out to the very tip where all those rocks are out in the water, that's actually called the Mad Rocks. That's an old name that's been stuck there for centuries by the fishermen, just because of so many currents and it's crazy. And when the waves come in, so it's the Mad Rocks. Okay. Or as my little nephew would say, well, the first time I took him down, why do the rocks have to be mad, Auntie Bop? Why can't they be happy?
Well, that's a
so it's actually the Shoreline Heritage Trail is the name of the trail, but locals have always called it Mad Rock, so it gets confusing. So it's all the same trail. It's just two different names for the one place.
Cool.
Yeah.
So just to recap on that a little bit. So out in that Trinity Bay area, Bacaloo Trail is really pretty, guys. Like, there's lots of different trails down there. They're not really hard. You just got to plan for your day. There's lots of different little shops, and the brewery's not that far. So it's a really great road trip, day trip. So Barb, now I just want to ask you, what's outside of your stomping grounds?
Yeah.
What's your favorite road trip that you've ever done?
My favorite road tripping is where I just came back from, and that's the Bonavista Peninsula. That's my go-to when I want to go and have a little getaway. This one here that's showing now is also on the Bacaloo Coastal Drive. That's down in Greats Cove. Beautiful coastal Greats Cove Co is down there that does boat tours, and they've got a beautiful restaurant. So that's what we're looking at there. So then if we just so here is one of the activities that I did on the Buena Vista Peninsula just this past couple of days. So the whales are around very early. I was with Trinity Eco Tours, and we saw humpbacks, we saw fin whales, we saw minke, eagles, puffins. I mean, you name it. The coastline is amazing. We were all in that area where they filmed like the Disney movie Peter Pan and all that. And I mean, it's been used in so many movies, unbelievable. Yeah. But that's my go-to area. I mean, so much. The historic district of Port Union, down to the Buena Vista Lighthouse. What else did I have on here? Oh, like the UNESCO sites, you know what I mean? Like Brook Cove. I mean, Brook Point and in Kings Cove. I mean, there's so many. I mean, I could be on here forever listing them off, but that area packs so much punch for your buck when you want to see a whole bunch of what Newfoundland is about.
Yeah, and just to talk about that road trip down there and the geopark. So the geopark is part of the UNESCO site and worldwide. So we got like 5 in Newfoundland, which is wicked. But like almost the whole Newfoundland Buena Vista Peninsula. So that sea arch that we just had a picture up there a couple of minutes ago, that is spectacular. Like that's, you just drive to the end of the world is what you feel like, and you get out there and is really well marked. You make your way up to cross like the Barrens and to the rock, and you tip over that rock and you see that sea arch, and it's really, really cool. Hey.
Yeah.
And then I know like in that particular area, not far from there, it's called the Devil's Footprints. And then you got the Dungeon Park and Brook, Spiller's Cove, and there's so much out there on that peninsula that definitely, guys, you got to put that on your bucket list of road trips for sure, because it's so much to do out there. I'm actually going to do like a little blog, I think, on that part of the province, and with a lot of information and some road trip information. So I think that's a great area too. So
a lot too. I do guided hiking tours out there for a company from the US. So they send people here and I take them out there. So yeah,
cool. Yeah, I mean, there's so much out there. Like it's even hard to. We're definitely going to do some more shows, guys, because we're just going to touch on a couple like little areas of the province, and we're going to have to come back to it because there's so much here that we probably are not even. It's like the tip of the iceberg for sure, right?
Yeah, I got to put in a plug for like I think it's like one of the most kind of, it's not ignored, but people don't realize how amazing the Burin Peninsula is.
Oh,
and I'm just myself kind of peeling back the layers of the onion here. I've made like maybe 3 road trips down that way. Definitely got to do more. Like there's just not enough time to see everything down there.
So that probably would be another future road trip for you. So tell me, before I will move on from you and move on to the other girls, tell me, I want to your bucket list road trip that you have not done yet.
I want to go down the Burgeo Highway. I want to do a powwow at I've went the small ones, but in Malapukek, like Con River. But I really want to go to the huge big one and spend a few days and get to Sandbanks.
Yeah, like that would be such a cultural experience. Like that would be such an awesome thing to add to your bucket list for sure.
Such amazing people there too. I mean, I have visited there because we go in on the circumnavigation with Adventure Canada.
Oh yeah,
I get to go there. But I just feel in my soul I need to spend some more time there.
Absolutely. Stay with us. I'm gonna bring on Marcy. But if you got any questions or whatever, like just pop them up, because so for you guys asking our adventures, you want to get in on our little prize pack, ask a question, and we'll do our best to answer it. And so Barb, you stay close by now, because we might have some more questions for you. So I'm bringing on Marcy now. So Marcy, guys, is hi Marcy. Where are you tonight? Are you in St. John's? I'm
in St. John's, yeah.
So Marcy's stomping grounds are the west coast of the island, out in Port-au-Port and Stephenville. So that's where she grew up, but she's living in St. John's. So she does a lot of traveling from St. John's to Stephenville back to visit family. So she got a lot of stops along the way, don't you?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Yeah.
So she's a professional staycationer, like from East Coast to West Coast, I think, right? So
Yeah, I've been doing it for almost 20 years now since I
yeah,
moved back to the island. Yep.
I love seeing your pictures. I lived in Stephenville for 2 years in the 90s, and
Okay.
I did manage to get out to Port a few times.
Okay.
And it is really stunning out there. I didn't really do much staycationing at that time, but it is really super stunning. Talk about this picture, Battle Cove.
Okay. This picture was taken out at, it's called the But the Cap Park out in Cape St. George. So they have a memorial for the Acadians that first arrived in the area. They have the bread oven that's open in the summertime that students man with delicious.
So talk to me about that bread oven. So I've heard people talk about that, but I don't know what it is.
Oh, well, back in time before we had our stoves and whatever, people cooked in outdoors, and it was built but with brick. And they heated up all the rocks and everything inside till it, got to a certain temperature, and then they just put their baking inside. And
so in the summer, like you can actually go there and
yeah, so summer, it usually runs in the summertime in July and August. I'm not sure about the dates and times, like if it's changed for this year or not. Typically it ran from like 12:30 in the day till about 2:30 in the afternoon. And is usually done by students that are going to be attending, either the university in Corner Brook or Memorial or whatever. And they go out early in the morning, they get the oven ready, they bake the bread. And then sometimes local people donate jams, homemade jams and jellies and stuff, and it's all there. So you can just sample the bread. They do it up in, little buns, and you can have one, put your butter on, your jam on, and
that's awesome, because that's like, we all grew up on bread, right? So
I know we did. So it is like a park. There's areas in there that you can camp, like have outhouses. Now I noticed they put a new they put a playground in since I was there last. And this picture now that they're showing is, this is the area that they call the boot as well. It looks like a gigantic boot.
I can see.
And in the summertime you can see like minke whales. I don't know that they've ever seen any other ones, but the small minke whales are out there in the summertime. And there's a couple of trails there, the Breadcrumb Trail and the Kittiwake Trail, which those two trails are for birding, the different birds in the area and whatnot. And it's a beautiful spot.
I hear a lot about Danny's Trail.
Yes, Danny's Walking Trail. Locals usually call it the Gravels Walking Trail.
Yeah, Gravels.
But,
okay.
Yeah. Danny McCannis, who is named after, he did a lot of work, keeping that trail going, raising money and whatever. So I believe after he passed, they renamed it Danny's Trail. Now this one is out in Sheaves Cove. This is around. We call it the loop around the Port Peninsula. And this is Sheaves Cove. Now there's a waterfall out here, and in the area you see, or you can walk all around that area. They have lookouts set up. There's picnic tables. You can picnic. Now here this day, the fishermen are just coming in with their lobster catch for the day. So one of the gentlemen that was on the beach came over and introduced himself as Junior. But when they came in, then he said, "Come on over and take some pictures of the lobster." So I had a chat to. They were waiting for their catch to be picked up and brought to where it goes out to market that day. But beautiful area. When the tide is low, you can walk right around the cliffs there, and there's this gigantic boulder like just hanging. Looks like it's just hanging over the cliff. So, everybody gets their picture taken, trying to forcefully push it over. Of course, you're never going to. But
you had a question there. What kind of rock formations around the Gravels trails? Like, is it like?
You're asking. I have no idea.
No.
Like there was a limestone quarry at the end of the Gravels Trail that it was operational like years ago, but has since closed down, right? And everything kind of looks like I find like hamburgers. You got these big.
Yeah,
like
that's the ones I'm talking about. I was typing in my phone. I didn't know if you could still hear me or not. Yeah, that's the ones I'm talking about. I always see pictures of those. I've never got to hike over there. I'm sure I was probably there as a kid because, like Lori, growing up, we road tripped all over the province in our pop-up camper. But I always see those pictures. I can't wait to go back. We took shelter in a storm in the nook of the Port Peninsula last year, and people were sending me pictures and stuff. But yeah, I need to get there and spend some time there.
Yeah, there's lots of easy, like the Gravels Walking Trail or Danny's Trail. It's very easy. It's a linear trail, 6.4 kilometers. Like there might be a couple little hills in there, but I mean, anybody can walk that. And I mean, there are difficult trails along the West Coast as well. Like if you're into Stephenville or Barshaw Park, the Erin Mountain Trail, Starlight Trail out towards Port aux Basques, Doyle's area. You know, those are ones where you're pulling yourself up on ropes and stuff, you know, a little bit harder, and down around Lark Harbor or some what they call extreme trails.
I've done those.
Those are the ones that Barb would love to do. So.
Yes, like I like to do trail too, but I don't want to like kill myself trying to get there, right? But I do enjoy like a good work. You get it's nothing like it when you're like the feeling of like exercising and the view and the fresh air. There's no feeling like getting out. Because I remember in the beginning, the very beginning days of StayCation, that's really what we did, a hike around gosh, Barb, what's the one up? You leave Middle Cove Beach and go down up to Logie Bay. I mean, beautiful.
Silvermine.
Yes,
Silvermine on the East Coast Trail.
Yeah, beautiful. And we did that, and that was the first time like I really got out and did any amount of hiking. And I remember that was back when like you had the social distance, like you weren't allowed to look at we weren't allowed to look at anybody on the trail or none. It was like we were like that, right?
Yeah.
And but it was so nice. And that was the weekend before StayCation. I created the group, honest to God. And I was like, why would I'm really going to really try to get out and explore and take in more of these awesome views. Like, why stay home on the couch? You know, we're in lockdown for sure, but like I really felt compelled. I'm like, I got to get out and see what this province is about. And like I said, I was really shocked and floored. And I still learn stuff every day about the group. I actually still can't believe people follows us and it's growing.
Yeah, it's fresh air tired, right, Marcy? That's the best way. When you come home and you're right, I calls it right, fresh air tired.
Fresh air tired.
Oh,
it's a great feeling, right? And I think it's good for your soul. It's good for is a really awesome feeling.
Yeah, there's a picture up there now. This is kind of the scenery around Danny's walking trail throughout, right? It's
so can you get down around in rocks? Like are you out close or?
Yeah, well, no, you're not far. You can go down like and explore. Now, some down closer to where the quarry is at the end, there are like sea caves down there as well. Now, I've never gotten down there to go in, right? But I've seen pictures that people have posted over time.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of people just go sit up on the rocks, you know, explore. It's really nice, you know. People fish like off of certain points as well, like in the evenings, you know, depending on what's around.
No, there's so many different places that are so awesome. So I'll ask you the same question now I asked Barb. So that's your main, you love that area. You've done quite a bit over there throughout the years. So what outside of your stomping grounds has been your most favorite StayCation road trip so far?
Well, I love a lot of Newfoundland. There's so many beautiful places, right? Like same as Bonavista, Twillingate, Fogo. But I have to say, for me, the best hidden gem that I've ever been to was Francois.
On my list too.
That is, it should be on every Newfoundlander's bucket list.
So tell me, so you got a ferry, like from
I got the ferry in Burgeo.
Yeah.
It's 4.5 hours into Francois. They made one stop in Grey River.
Yep.
So basically you get on the ferry, you bring your stuff with you. It's all put in crates and whatnot, and you collect it when you get to the other side. No vehicles, everything is boardwalk. It's quads, there's quads and bicycles type thing. but lots of beautiful. It's like going back in time. People are so friendly, and it's like after 7 o'clock at night, you could literally hear a pin drop.
So is there like, how many people live there? Do you know?
I think there was about 90 at the time that we were there. We were there in 2021 when COVID. But,
yeah.
You know, and like there's a post office, there's a liquor store, there's one grocery store, and lots of not lots, but I mean, there's a few beautiful trails.
Yeah, up on the Friar.
We did the Friar, and I got to tell you, when you're mountain climbing on the one side, you go up 670 feet up to the top. Now, when you get up top and you're walking the trail to go to the other side, I mean, it's beautiful. You can, see the fjords. There's lots of gorgeous scenery. And then when you get to the other side, then you're coming down on ropes.
Yeah.
It takes about like 3 hours. And when I got to the other side, I just went down on the pavement. Clap my hands. You can see people out on the other side, they knew we had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we chat to locals as we were going. We met along the trail as we were going up, and we said, we're going up. We're going to do the Friar. So, if in 3 hours we're not back, please send help. So
you did the right thing. You followed the rules.
It's true though, because you should like in a small place like that, you don't know. You could
we don't know. And I mean, if somebody would have twisted it, definitely anybody that's going to do this, bring water, bring food, and make sure you have good hiking boots. I mean, even walking, like a walking pole or something to help you get up the difficult sections and whatnot. But I'd recommend it to anybody. It's gorgeous up there.
I've been there several times, Marcy. So that's one of the stops on our circumnavigation of Newfoundland. So I go there in my own big ship.
Oh, lucky you!
I've got to kayak the full fjord, right from in by out.
Yes, that's gorgeous.
That has to be incredible.
If you're going, you need to stay a couple of nights because the ferry doesn't get there till 6 o'clock in the evening.
Okay.
And you may have a chance to go up, say, up to the waterfall, maybe walk around the pond, but that's kind of going to be about it.
Yeah.
So then the next day, really, you would do the Friar if you wanted to. There's another long one, Charlie's Lookout. And so, I mean, we did all this. It took us that whole day to the evening. And there's a crevice, almost like a cave too. We did that before we actually did the Friar. And then, then you cook yourself a nice meal, get a good night's rest, and grab the ferry the next day. But I mean, you need at least 2 nights.
So are there many places to stay there?
Pardon?
Are there many places to stay there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few places. You would just Google it, right? Okay. And if you call the store actually in Franceway, I think her name is Christine Durnford. She'll definitely give you any information that you need. We rented a house from Matthew Green, and I just found him by just searching places to stay in Franceway. So
awesome.
There's places on Airbnb as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's becoming again, I never heard of Franceway until StayCation. I did not. And I think there's a lot of people fall into that category. People just don't know all these little towns that are so authentic to Newfoundland and Labrador, and is an experience. When you go,
I happen to have worked with Christine Durnford's sister when I worked in Alberta. So I knew about it, and then it was kind of on a bucket list. So finally, my husband and then a couple of friends, we did it in 2021. And
that's really cool, because I think down there you can do Franceway and Grey River, right?
Yeah, it stops in Grey River, but just to drop off. So
you just probably will go there for the day, would you? Maybe.
Yeah. Well, we didn't. There wasn't even time to get off the boat. So I think you could get off in Grey River. There was people who did get off in Grey River, so you could probably get off in Grey River, spend the night or whatever there. And I'm not sure if you can catch ferry the next day, or if you'd have to stay a couple of days. But
Okay.
actually check out the ferry schedule, which is not hard to find on the internet. Right?
Okay, cool. So one more question for you now before we move on to Amanda. So where's your bucket list road trip? Like, where have you not been that you want to go?
Well, my next bucket list trip is to go to St. Brendan's.
St. Brendan's. That's on my
Yeah,
list too.
that's another one that you have. It's an hour. You have to take the ferry an hour. It's in the Eastport area. You get the ferry in Burnside. Yeah. It's an hour over, and 10 miles of dirt road, and looked it up. There's like 3 other coves in the area as well. So they say it's great for taking pictures, and so hoping to run into a bunch of locals, and get the hidden places. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a really cute spot, I got to say. And I didn't really see many pictures on the group until this year, but I'm seeing some people posting up more and more pictures of St. Brendan. So I think this year there might be a few people. Maybe it might be a little hot spot.
Yeah. I'll even give them a plug, because I found that out when I was Googling them. Yeah. They're doing their first ever market the weekend of May 18th.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. Yeah. I saw that. The name of it now, I can't recall there now, but I did see that too. And I thought that's a great way to bring people to the island and show some of the local products of the people in that area. And it's something for people to do too. So people really like to go and explore and, like, say, go to market, have a little hike, and
and explore around. So we should be able to do it in a day. Well, I'm hoping we can anyway, but if I have to go back, oh well.
Oh, well. Well, I'm excited to see your pictures of St. Brendan's. And I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to see your pictures of your excursion too, Barb. When you got to put them up when you go to France Bay.
Yeah. All the little spots. I'll be in every nook and cranny around the place.
Yes, make sure now you put up some pictures now of, like, when you sees the icebergs and you sees the island from the ocean, and make us all jealous that, like, look at Barb. Barb's out there again.
Yeah.
Living the high life of the
right? My Suki babies will miss me. One of me little explorers cuddled into me.
Bring them hiking when you're gone.
Oh, they got friends.
Okay, your tribe.
They got friends.
Cool. Okay, that's great. Marcy, stay there now too. So next up is Amanda. Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
So Amanda is also a staycationer, and she's also a photographer. You should see her work. She does amazing pictures, mostly nature pictures, but you do other photography as well. I'm correct on that, right?
Yeah, mostly landscape. I just starting to do portraits too.
Yes, so you'll have to check her out, guys, at Amanda Payton Noseworthy Photography for all of her beautiful pictures. Her stomping ground is mostly out around Gander Bay, Gander Loop. She spends a lot of time out that way with her son. I see your pictures all the time. So you spend a lot of time, I believe, like Lumsden Beach, Musgrave Beach, that area, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I go out there quite a bit.
Is this a real picture? Is this Photoshop? So you're going to have to tell me.
No, that's a real picture. I took it. Yeah, beautiful. No Photoshop. Now, it was a beautiful sunset. We were in Lumsden North.
I shared that one. I seen that one before. I saw that you did that one before, but I did put that one on the banner group there yesterday because I was like, or this morning actually, because I was like, that is stunning. Like, people would think that, like, that would be Photoshop, but it's not. It's such a beautiful picture. So tell us a little bit about your adventures in that neck of the woods. So Newtown is there. That's really pretty. The first time I was there actually was last year. Is that a shot of the Barber Heritage?
Yes. Yeah. Village? Barber Living Heritage Village.
Yeah. That's a really cool area. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. It's just one of the stops on the road to the shore is the loop. That's what it's called. So it goes from 320 to Route 330 from Gander all the way around to Gambo, or Gambo to Gander, and you can go the highway. And so it's a day trip that I've taken a few times, going all the way around the loop, and take my camera, and there's many stops that you can go in. Newtown is one of them. It's a beautiful area, as
That
you
was
can see.
actually, yeah, one of the first year of staycation, one of our first road trips, that was our first one. We went off on the Gambo turnoff and we drove down through Gambo and on through New West Valley and made our way over, because that year everybody talked about Musgrave Harbor Beach and Lumsden Beach, and
Yeah.
people were putting up pictures, and it was crazy how so many people told me that nobody knew about Lumsden Beach, and that year it went exploded. It was so many people on that beach.
Yeah,
And
I think COVID shut everyone down, and then people started seeking out vacation spots, and like Lumsden is a beautiful beach, and Musgrave Harbor Beach, like this one, that's where this is, and Cape Friel's Beach. Like it was only a couple years ago that I've went to these beaches, and I grew up in Gander. So I still kick myself that I have never seen these places, but they're absolutely beautiful.
But it blows my mind, because when I talk to people, when I talk about the puffins, I talk to people that are down on the Bonavista Peninsula that have never gone out to that puffin island to see the puffins. And I'm like, what? You never went out to see the puffins. Same thing with those beaches. They're right in your own backyard, and you just, is like appreciation that you didn't know they were there. And I guess the COVID forced everybody to explore, but look what happened. It made us appreciate and realize like the beauty that we have in our own backyard, and how many hidden gems, and people are proud of the places they come from. Like people are proud of that beach that they grew up on, or they took their kids to, or went there with their family. And something about that Chance Cove Beach Trail. I grew up in that backyard, never knew it existed. I felt like so wow. I'm like, I didn't even know. Grew up 20 minutes from it. Never ever went there. It was crazy. But yeah, those beaches, incredible.
Cape Friel's is another one that still hasn't hit the map yet. Like, it's not as big as Musgrave and Lumsden, but
they're all there together, right? They're all like, give people
they're all pretty much very close together.
Mm.
And Cape Friel's is only a few minutes past Lumsden, but it's worth the drive in, and then it's a little bit of a walking trail into the main beach. There's 2 or 3 beaches there, but it's just breathtaking. I couldn't believe the sights of the beaches there.
I know. Then you're happy. See, look at that. That's where I see a lot of your pictures from Aspen Cove. So where's Aspen Cove in relation to, say, Lumsden Beach or Musgrave, Cape Friel's? Is it further, like, is it towards Twillingate or the other way?
So it's on the loop that is Musgrave and Lumsden and Cape Friel's, but it's about from Gander. It's about 10 minutes before you get to Musgrave Harbor Beach.
Okay.
And then you have to turn into, and it's Aspen Cove and Ladle Cove. That's the only communities down there. Yeah.
I see your pictures of the Ladle Cove too. I mean, that area is so beautiful, right? I love your pictures.
Not a lot of people go in there. I guess it's kind of like a dead end, and but we have a summer home in there on the water, and I fell in love with it. It's just beautiful. People are so friendly, and the place is beautiful.
I went there.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah.
I can't drive everywhere. I can't drive anywhere, I mean, and not go in like the nooks and crannies along the way. That's where it's at.
Yeah, you wouldn't notice it. A little sign, Aspen Cove, Ladle Cove. Yeah. But
all those
we love it there.
Nooks and crannies for sure. But that area of the province for sure has, I think, has definitely become a hot spot, especially in the summer months. And we're seeing more and more, like every year, I feel like there's more and more things to do there too. So it's really cool.
There's a new cafe in Lumsden Beach. There's all kinds of things going up in Lumsden now.
Yeah.
The new cute little cafe right on the beach. They've extended the campground, and just amazing.
Did I hear they're putting a brewery or some sort out there, like right in there on that beach or near that beach? Did I hear that, or did I dream?
I think I heard whispers of in Lumsden. I'm not sure if it's true, but I did hear whispers of that too. Yeah.
I did too. So hopefully,
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing for the area, because again, back to things that people like to do and things that bring people to different areas. All the breweries are very trendy now. It is the thing to do. People love to go there. They all have different vibes, and even if you don't like the beer, they usually have something cool to offer. So I love going to the breweries. And
within the next week, I'll have a report on a new brewery that I haven't visited yet. It's down the shore here in Beatty Verde, and they've teamed up with a pizza place that's just opening in Old Perlican. So pizza and beer, hiking pizza and beer. Wow.
Nice.
It's like the cold plate. Like, my God, like you gotta have beer, right?
I gotta hook you up with the Rock Recipes cold plate, Lori. You haven't
You
had
do?
one
Oh,
yet.
listen. I even got my new mug.
You oh man, we got to get you in for the invite for the Barry Parsons Rock Recipes cold plate special.
You do. I could be like a taste tester. I could be like
Good,
you
yeah,
could like
yeah.
different people, and I could like review them. That could be a show. We could do a show on that. So Amanda, I'm going to ask you the same questions that I asked the other girls. Where outside of your stomping grounds was your favorite road trip to date?
That's a hard one. I had to think about it, but
No, me
I
too.
think I'm gonna have to say, just because of the places I love to take my camera, but the Bonavista Vista Peninsula I think is my favorite. Just going up to Port Union and into Trinity, Elliston with all the root cellars and the puffins,
Yeah.
and then Bonavista Vista is a beautiful spot.
And you could go there we've been there like a pile of times too. And every time I go there, I see something different.
Yeah.
And I do something new, or something new is like, it's just different. It's different if the weather. So you might get a stormy, foggy day and everything looks different and the waves are like crashing, and a sunny day gives you a different vibe. Like every time we go there, it is definitely like one of the most scenic and awesome places, and has been since we were kids, really. Like that was one of the ones I love. That with StayCation, I think it's highlighted some of the more of the hidden gems, so people find out of the places that are lesser known, which I really love that about it. But I loved seeing all the pictures of all the hot spots too. So
When you hit places like, okay, so I'm sure like all of us have visited like the Bonavista and Trinity area, like those two towns especially. So Trinity and Bonavista, like with all these historical buildings, here's my number one piece of advice for that. If you've been there like several times, or even people I take there for the first time, take the time to look up. You don't realize in these old buildings, the scroll work that's up around the edges, or the different types of windows that are way up in the top. That you're just kind of looking eye level and kind of looking around, but you're not noticing all this beautiful, tiny detail work. And most of it was done years ago, like by hand. And someone's saying, don't forget Route 235. And that's right. So I already did talk about Route 235.
That's 235. Which one is that?
That's I calls it the back shore to Bonavista Vista Peninsula. So when you're on the Bonavista Vista Bay side, right?
Oh,
so
yes.
That's where you're going up through.
Yes.
Like Plate Cove West. I mean, Round Bay Inn there. Oh my God, have never experienced Round Bay Inn. You got to do that. But like the hiking through there, but like the Tickle Cove is there with the arch, and Keels is there with the Devil's footprints. And
we did one year
social club. Oh my God.
Yes, I've been there. Yeah,
I know. Yeah. And Amanda, did you ever do the? I'm saying Amanda because you're artsy. Did you ever go down there for the Bonavista Biennale or whatever it's called?
No, I haven't.
I was down there last year for that.
Oh my God, we were down there too, and it's just the whole peninsula is set up, and all these different works of art are scattered all throughout the peninsula, and it's all kinds of different cool stuff. Like there was in Dunterra down there on that side of the peninsula, Barb, over where you're talking about, they had an old salt box house, and it was painted like it was wallpaper.
Yes.
And it was white, and they had this green like wallpaper, like flowers on it, and it was gorgeous. And over there in Keels, someone just mentioned Keels too. Keels, that's over, that's where the Devil's footprints are. So these are really, they're part of the UNESCO Geopark, and there's these really weird holes in the rocks, and it's right out on the point, and they're really cool too. So anybody that likes to go and discover like just different things that are unusual even is really cool, all the rock formations. So yes, so Bonavista is your fave. So where your list now for your bucket list road trip for the future?
Well, there's a few, but this year I am dying to take the ferries and go across the south coast and see, Ramia, Grey River, Franceway, and even Galtus.
Yeah.
I want to see them all.
Beautiful areas.
Too.
What?
Can you get the Galtus without a ferry, or is it a ferry?
No, it's a ferry.
You take a ferry from another area on the other. From Hermitage, yeah.
I know that's on my list too. A friend of mine now that I met through StayCation, he's out in near Twillingate in Cattlesville. We were going to make a plan to go down there this summer too, so I don't know. We're going to try. So that will to go to Franceway and Grey River too. So I got too many places to go. I should get a little should get a motorhome now, and I should come pick all you guys up, and we'll go on a. We'll go on.
Sounds good. There, you do that.
I'll go pack my bag right now.
I should do that.
Come on, we go. I hardly even got to think about packing. I'm so fun with this now. I got a bag ready to go.
It was like beep 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 beep. I'm coming to get you.
What's that beep beep? Newfoundland who says you got to burp your horn. Burp burp.
I'll pack a bag and have it ready for you.
This is true. This is true. So this is great. Anyway, we're having a grand old chat.
Oh, I'd say.
Yeah.
And
lots of places to go.
We couldn't get a word in, even if you wanted to get a word. We were just like, yeah.
Elwin, where's your bucket list trip in Newfoundland? Where do you want to go?
Oh,
what's like number one he wants to see?
Bonavista Bay. That old area in Bonavista. I like that.
Yeah, it's gorgeous there.
Gorgeous pictures from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
And my
going again in July.
My relatives
I booked in July too for 4 days.
From where, Elwin?
Sound Island.
Island. Where's that?
Which is oh my goodness, you got to go down Trinity that way, and Wood Island is down that way. So anyways, too hard. But Sound Island is where my relatives come from, and there's an island that got resettled, and I wouldn't mind going there someday.
Cool.
Well,
nice.
You need to get a hold of Skipper Bob then at Trinity Eco Tours, and he'll get you out there with a Zodiac or something, and go out to your family grounds.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Actually, speaking of ground, something that we should all acknowledge when we're doing this is our traditional Beothuk and Mi'kmaq grounds that we all travel on here in Newfoundland and Labrador, and our Inuit, and we've had some fantastic people come before us.
Yeah, and there's so many. So much culture and heritage that is really only touched on. I'm just learning. I'm learning every day, every week, every year. Like since StayCation, like I'm really passionate about it. I want to learn more, and that's something I don't really know a whole lot about. So I would love to have. So I'll just throw it out there. Anybody that's watching, hopefully, anybody, if you want to watch the replay too, if you have an idea for a StayCation NL talk show, reach out to me. Like I'd love to have you on to talk about anything that's important to our culture, anything about road tripping. Our whole theme this year is really about road tripping. So I'm really want to kind of hone in on that and hopefully learn some new places for everybody to explore. And we're having a lot of fun. So hopefully now if people catch us on the replay for sure. So I know we probably never had people never asked a lot of questions.
No.
Maybe next time. Maybe people are shy.
It's because we're talking and filling it all in. We are so good at telling people about stuff they don't even need to ask.
Right? It's true. Maybe that's it, Barb, for sure.
Mom saw my post and thought I was going to be on the news.
Oh, sweet.
Dad lover.
I called her to ask her a question. She said, oh, by the way, before you go, are you on the news tonight or something? And I said, no. We're doing a little chat on StayCation Newfoundland, right?
Right.
It's
Oh.
funny.
Driftwood Dreams.
You say maybe someday, Mama.
Driftwood Dreams, your winner, chicken dinner.
Driftwood Dreams. I'll reach out to you, Driftwood Dreams, and I'll get you your little prize from our friends over at Saltwater Designs. So yeah, so I think we're getting ready to clue up for this evening now. So any more things to add in there, girls? I think we covered a lot. It was hard to cover everything.
I could talk a lot more. Yeah, there's
we could all be here for 3 hours, I'd say.
For sure, right?
Yeah, easily, right? Yeah,
definitely.
It's a big island, which people don't realize just how big it is, right?
Yeah, get out there and support local people. Get out and help your friends who are starting businesses. Even if you just stops by for a look around, making posts for people helps. Like, let's just get out there and support each other.
And I think that was in something important that I learned too through StayCation is that people still really do need local support. People don't realize how important that is to small businesses. So even if you're just liking a post or sharing a post, it costs nothing to do that. It costs nothing to support people. You don't have to buy anything, but if you share it on your own socials, someone you might know might love to have a local product, or someone might be coming from away and they may love to have these local products to bring home. So I think just supporting local and again, getting out there and exploring and sharing your adventures. So I'm really hoping this year to do that. So yeah, so I encourage everybody, if you have a good idea for a road trip, or I'd like to talk about if anybody, anything at all. If you got anything that's related to StayCation, at a road trip, anything to breweries, lighthouses, icebergs, whales, nooks and crannies, hiking, anything that would inspire somebody to support local, get out and explore our own backyard. So thanks, girls, for coming on.
We need to plan our own girls' trip somewhere together.
I got to get myself, I needs to get a motor home, and I needs to come and pick you guys up, and we needs to document the whole thing on StayCation.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I just got to get rid of my real job. I'm saying that laughingly. I enjoy my real job.
I says I only goes off on paid vacation.
Right?
I know.
Yeah.
I love your job, Barb. I really would.
I'm not giving it up.
That would be really cool. Maybe we can get on the ship with Barb.
That would really would be cool.
Cold dead hands.
Too funny. Anyway, everybody, so that's our time is up, and like I said, anybody that watched, sorry about the technical difficulties in the beginning. Hopefully the video will be up for indefinitely. I don't take it down, so hopefully you'll get it on the replay. I'll do some shares. I'll tell people that it was a little bit of an issue with I think I did something. I'm not sure. It's okay. Ashley,
I'd say be careful what you wish for.
On the last second, and she said, "Pack the van, and we can all go there and stay with her." There.
Be careful what you wishes for, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Actually,
I say that to people all the time.
You might have to put the bunk beds out in the glamper.
But like seriously, a Thursday, I have a lady coming from Washington who did 2 tours with me last year, and she just wants to come hang out. So watch for all my pictures from that. Now I'm going to be darting her around for 2 weeks.
You're going to be showing her around and all the cool spots, hanging with the cool kids.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, guys. Anyway, thanks for following us. Thanks for following StayCation NL. Tell all your friends. We're going to try to make at least a monthly live, maybe more. We will see. I'd love to do one every week. Maybe if y'all send me messages so we can get like a big list of like episodes lined up. That would be great.
There we go.
Okay. Anyway, thank you guys. Enjoy your evenings.
Peace out.